coming to the next polysaccharide, cellulose. So it is exclusively present in plant. It is exclusively present in plant. So it is the most abundant organic substances present in the plant kingdom. It is the constituent of cell wall of plant cells. It is the main constituent of cell wall of plant cells. So cellulose is it is present in plant. It is exclusively present in plants. It is the most abundant. It is the most abundant organic substance. Organic substance present in plant kingdom. Present in plant kingdom. It is the constituent of cell wall of plant cells. Cell wall of plant cells. So cellulose is a straight chain polymer. It is a straight chain polymer. Made up of beta D glucose units. So now I am writing the partial structure of cellulose. So cellulose is made up of beta D glucose units. Now I am writing the Haber structure of beta D glucose unit. So this is Haber structure of beta D glucose. So this is the first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth and fifth carbon. So on the first carbon in beta form OH, H, and on the second carbon OH, H, and on the third carbon H, OH, and on the fourth carbon OH, H, and on the fifth carbon CH2OH, here H. This is sixth carbon. Add two more molecule of beta D glucose units here. So beta form on the first carbon OH, H, and on the second carbon OH, H, and on the third carbon H, OH, and on the fourth carbon OH, H, and on the fifth carbon CH2OH, H. Write another beta D glucose unit. This is also beta D glucose unit. And on the first carbon OH, H, and on the second carbon OH, H, and on the third carbon H, OH, and on the fifth carbon this is the fourth carbon OH, H, and on the fifth carbon CH2OH, H. So this is also beta D glucose. So this is the first carbon. This is the fourth carbon of next beta D glucose unit. Here hydroxyl group of first carbon of beta D glucose and hydrogen of fourth carbon of beta D glucose undergo reaction. Loss of water molecule will take place. So this leads to the formation of glycosidic bond. So here OH of first carbon of beta D glucose and H of hydrogen of fourth carbon of beta D glucose undergo reaction. So loss of water molecule will take place. So this leads to the formation of glycosidic bond. So here the left core is oxygen. So write this oxygen in this form. So this is the beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage. So here also hydroxyl group of first carbon of beta D glucose and hydrogen of fourth carbon of next beta D glucose both undergo reaction. Loss of water molecule will takes place. So here H and OH will lost. The left core is oxygen. So here, so this is the polymer. So this is the partial structure of cellulose. Next one is glycogen. It is also a polysaccharide. It is the main storage polysaccharide present in animal. It is the main storage polysaccharide present in animal. It is also called as animal starch. It is also called as animal because its structure is similar to that of amylopectin. So it is glycogen is present in liver, muscles and in brain. So this glycogen is also present in yeast and fungi. So when the body needs glucose, the enzyme break the glycogen into glucose. So glycogen is a polysaccharide. It is the main storage polysaccharide present in animal. So it is also called as animal starch because its structure is similar to that of amylopectin. So glycogen is present in liver, muscles and in brain. Glycogen is also present in yeast and fungi. When the body needs glucose, the enzyme break the glycogen into glucose. So these are the some important polysaccharides. Next, coming to the biological importance of carbohydrates. So carbohydrates provide energy to human beings and also animals. So glucose is present in honey. It acts as an instant sources of energy. So cellulose is the fibrous component of cell wall of bacteria and plants. Cotton is the pure form of cellulose. It is used in the textile industries. Aldopentoses like D-ribose and 2-deoxyribose are nucleic acid. They act as nucleotides. In our last class, we discussed some important polysaccharide and biological importance of carbohydrates. So in this class, we shall discuss the next biomolecule, proteins. So proteins are the most abundant biomolecule of the living system. So chief sources of proteins are milk, cheese, pulses, meat and fish. So these are the important sources of proteins. So proteins occur in every part of the body and form a fundamental basis of structure and functions of life. So these proteins also play an important role in maintaining the growth and development of life process. So proteins are the polymers. So proteins are polymers made up of alpha amino acids. So proteins are polymers made up of alpha amino acids. Now coming to the amino acids. So what are amino acids? So amino acids are the organic compound which contain both the carboxylic acid and amino group within the same molecule are called amino acids. So amino acids are the organic compound which contain both carboxylic and amino group within the same molecule are called amino acids. So they have the general formula. First draw one carbon atom. It is attached to COH and it is attached to H and it is attached to R and it is attached to NH2 group. So this is the general formula for amino acid. So if I consider this COH as the main functional group, the carbon which is attached to COH is called alpha carbon atom. So this carbon atom is called alpha carbon atom. So this is the general formula for alpha amino acid. Alpha amino acids. So when protein hydrolyzed, we get only alpha amino acids. But amino acids can be classified into alpha, beta, gamma, delta and so on. But when proteins are hydrolyzed, we get only alpha amino acids. So proteins are the biopolymer made up of alpha amino acids. So there are 20 naturally occurring amino acids. So the structure of some important 20 naturally occurring amino acids are given in this table. So we know that the general formula for amino acid. So it contains one carbon atom and it is attached to COH and it is attached to one hydrogen and it is attached to NH NH2 and it is attached to R. Where R is alkyl, where R is alkyl group, or aryl group, or it may be hydrogen, So this is the general formula for amino acid. It contains one carboxylic acid, one amino group, one H and one R. So R may be alkyl group or aryl group, it may be a hydrogen atom. So in this table the first amino acid is glycine. It can be represented with the symbol GLY or it can also be represented as G, capital G. So this is the general formula for amino acid. If we replace R with hydrogen, if we replace R with, so this, if we replace this R with hydrogen, so we get glycine. So this CHNH2COH group remains same, only the R group will be changed. So here only R group will be changed. This part remains same in all the amino acids. So in glycine, if we replace R with hydrogen, we get glycine. So the next one is alanine. If we replace this R with methyl group, we get alanine. So this part is remains same, only the R group will be varying. So if we replace this R with methyl group, we get alanine. So if we replace this R group, if we replace this R with isopropyl group, we get valine. It can be represented as VALV. So this R may be as simple as hydrogen or methyl, but this R group may be a complex group. So here in this isoleucine and leucine, the R group may be a complex group. So these are some important structure of naturally occurring alpha amino acids. So the glycine is an optically inactive amino acid, and all other amino acids are optically active. So except glycine, all other amino acids are optically active. That means optically active means the compound which rotate the plane polarized light either towards left or right. The condition for a molecule to show optical activity is the molecule should contain chiral or asymmetric carbon atom. So asymmetry or chiral carbon atom means the carbon which is attached to 4 different atom or groups. So in alanine, so this carbon is called asymmetric carbon because it is attached to 4 different atom or groups. So here this carbon contains CH3, NH2, 1H and COH. So this carbon is called asymmetric carbon or chiral carbon. So in glycine, coming to this glycine, so in glycine this carbon is not an asymmetric carbon because it is attached to 2 similar hydrogen atoms. So this is not an asymmetric carbon atom. So except glycine, all other amino acids are optically active amino acids. All other amino acids are optically active. So this glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucines are called aliphatic amino acids. So these are glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine. These are example for aliphatic amino acids. So this glutamic acid and aspartic acids are example for acidic amino acids. Aspartic acid and glutamic acids are example for acidic amino acid because it contains more number of carboxylic acid group than the amino group. Therefore, aspartic acid and glutamic acids are example for acidic amino acids. And this lysine and arginine. So these two are example for basic amino acids because it contains more number of amino group than the carboxylic acids. So it contains more number of amino group than the carboxylic acids. So lysine and arginine are example for basic amino acids. Next, this threonine and serine. So these two are example for hydroxyl group containing amino acid. So these two, serine and Threonine are example for hydroxyl group containing amino acids. Next, this methionine and cysteine and methionine. These two are example for sulfur containing amino acids. So sulfur containing amino acids. So methionine and cysteine. These two are example for sulfur containing amino acids. Next, so this phenylalanine and tyrosine. So these two are example for aromatic ring containing amino acids. So these two are example for aromatic ring containing amino acids. So phenylalanine and tyrosine are example for aromatic ring containing amino acids. So tryptophan, histidine and proline. Tryptophan, histidine and proline. So these three are example for heterocyclic ring containing amino acids. Heterocyclic ring containing amino acids. And this proline is an example for imino group containing amino acid. So imine group means instead of NH2 here it contains NH. So this NH group is called imine group. So this proline is an example for imino group containing amino acids. So these are the important structure of naturally occurring alpha amino acids. So when proteins are hydrolyzed, we get only alpha amino acids. Next, we will move on to the classification of amino acids. So based on the nature of amino acid can be classified into three types. They are acidic amino acids. Second one is basic amino acids, and third one is neutral amino acids. So acidic amino acid means the amino acid contains. So these are the acidic amino acids are the amino acid which contain more number of carboxylic acid group, than the amino group, are called acidic amino acids. So for example, aspartic acid. So we know that the general formula for amino acid, so it contains raw first one carbon, it is attached to COH group, and it is attached to 1H, and it is attached to NH2, and it is attached to CH2, COOH. So in this example, so it contains 2 carboxylic acid group and 1 amino group. So the amino acid which contain more number of carboxylic acid group than the amino group are called acidic amino acid. So aspartic acid is an example for acidic amino acids. Next, coming to basic amino acids. So basic amino acids are the amino acid which contain more number of amino group, than the carboxylic acid group. So for example, lysine. So we know that the general formula for amino acid, so it contains 1 carbon, it is attached to carboxylic acid, 1H and 1 amino group, and it contains CH2, 4 times NH2. So in this example, here there are 2 amino groups and 1 COH group. So the amino acid which contain more number of amino group than the carboxylic acid group are called basic amino acids. For example is lysine. Next, coming to the neutral amino acids. Neutral amino acids are the amino acid which contain equal number of carboxylic acid group and amino group. Amino acids which contain equal number of carboxylic acid group and amino group are called neutral amino acids. For example, glycine. So the formula for glycine is 1 carbon is attached to 1 COH, 1 amino group, and this carbon is attached to 1H, and here also H. So here in glycine it contains 1 NH2 and 1 COH. So equal number of COH and NH2 group is present in glycine. So glycine is an example for neutral amino acid, and also alanine. So the formula, the structure of alanine is, so this carbon is attached to COH, one amino group, one H, instead of H you write CH3. So this is the structure of alanine. Here also it contains one NH2 and one COH. So those amino acids which contain equal number of carboxylic acid and amino group are called neutral amino acid. So glycine and alanine are the example for neutral amino acids. So based on biological importance, of amino acids, amino acids can also be classified into two types. They are essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. So the essential amino acids are the amino acids which cannot be synthesized by the body, and hence it must be obtained through the diet. Are called essential amino acids. Essential amino acids are the amino acid which cannot be synthesized by the body, so it must be obtained through the diet, are called essential amino acids. So example for essential amino acids are lysine, leucine, isoleucine. So these are example for essential amino acids. Now coming to the non-essential amino acids. Non-essential amino acids are the amino acids which can be synthesized by the body, are called non-essential amino acids. So the example for non-essential amino acids are glycine, alanine. These are example for non-essential amino acids. So based on biological importance of amino acids can be classified into two types. One is essential amino acid and another one is non-essential amino acids. So essential amino acids which cannot be synthesized by the body must be supplied through the diet. So the example for essential amino acids are lysine, leucine, isoleucine are example for essential amino acids. Next one is non-essential amino acid. So amino acid which can be synthesized by the body are called non-essential amino acids. So the example for non-essential amino acids are glycine, alanine.